Good for them, right? Well, Las Vegas Weekly's film editor Josh Bell joins us now. We are talking about the new Jason Bourne movie. Of course, a lot of scenes were filmed right here in Vegas.
Yes.
You saw it, and?
The Vegas stuff is cool.
Okay.
The movie itself is all right. I think if you like the Jason Bourne franchise, the previous 3 movies with Matt Damon as the super spy on the run from the government agents who are after him, trying to take him out, I think you'll probably like this movie. Maybe not quite as much.
Do you need to have seen all the other Jason Bourne movies to enjoy this one?
Not necessarily. I mean, I think it helps. Story-wise, this does follow up on where things were left at the end of the Bourne Ultimatum, which was kind of a nice ending, actually. So in a way, the story is the weakest part. But if you're familiar with what went on before, I think you'll have an easier time following this. But really, the best thing about this movie is the action sequences. And so if you're not familiar with Jason Bourne, you might, in a way, get more out of it because you won't be disappointed by the story.
Oh, because
and
the action
you'll just
doesn't
enjoy
really
the action.
stack up compared to the earlier
I mean,
movies.
the action, I think, is strong. It's the story that doesn't stack up to the earlier
really? Okay.
movies. What this movie does well is the chase sequences, the stuff in Vegas. There's a big, ridiculous car chase down the Las Vegas Strip. There's a really cool chase in the beginning that takes place in Athens, Greece. And that stuff is really strong from director Paul Greengrass, who's also returning along with Matt Damon. The story, the reason they get Bourne kind of out of hiding and back on the run and back being targeted by the government, that's less convincing, I think. So if you're going in for the action, then I think you'll be entertained. But as far as a good reason to bring Jason Bourne back, it's not quite as good.
Maybe they brought it back for the money, huh?
Well, obviously they brought it back for the money, but Matt Damon and Paul Greengrass say they came back for the story, and I don't know if I quite buy that.
Okay, Dana Roselli has been critical, though, of that that scene down the Strip, saying, you know, for locals, they're going to be able to tell there's some editing done there, obviously, because things really kind of don't,
and that
A and B don't really kind of
That always happens.
Yeah.
They skip over maybe half a mile or so of the Strip because they shot something at the Riviera, and then most of it was on the other end of the Strip. But considering how badly they botch Vegas geography in so many other movies, I think this is really forgivable.
Okay.
And we don't notice that in other cities. The Athens scene, for example, in this movie, wasn't even shot in Athens at all. And unless you live there, you might not know that. So I think it's still a good showcase for Vegas, one of the coolest parts of the movie.
Right, having come from Philadelphia, I know, like the Rocky Run, like there's no way he did that run. That was all edited.
You have to do what works for the movie, and that was the place where they got the car crash, so I'm willing to forgive it.
Got it. So worth the money, you think, this weekend?
Again, I think if you like Jason Bourne and you're interested in the action, it's worth it as long as you don't expect it to be at the same level as the previous ones.
And this is what, the 5th film in the series?
It's the 4th film with Matt Damon and the 5th film in the series. There was one a few years ago with Jeremy Renner where there was no Bourne. So Bourne is now back, which is the big thing. And we'll see where it goes from here.
All right. Josh Bell, as always, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's a synopsis right now of the latest Jason Bourne movie. Appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back, everyone.